All right, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about how to pass a 50K trading combine for futures. You can use Tradeovate, you can use Topstep, you can use whatever you want to use, but I'm going to kind of go through how you guys can pass the 50K trading combine simply. And it should take you anywhere between 4 to 10 days if you do it accurately. All right, so ideally, what we're going to talk about today is just going to be understanding some rules and objectives, developing a consistent strategy, which we're going to do some back testing so I can kind of show you what you can risk and how you can pass it with MNQ and also ES. And then last but not least, like I said, the risk management piece of it. All right. Now, if you traded this week with Thanksgiving, because this is a Thanksgiving, post-Thanksgiving video, you probably got a little confused, right? Most new traders did. I know even for me, I went into the notion of not wanting to trade for Thanksgiving. And then I did trade for Thanksgiving, and it was just very confusing as a whole, right? But ideally, you want to make sure that you just kind of follow the same similar setups as we kind of go. Okay, so we're going to look at this. This is my top step, which you can kind of see. We're going to go to trading view so we can do some back testing and we can kind of look at what you can risk. I recommend using MNQ or also MES. The micros, just because it would help you on a 50K account, not blow your account fast. All right. And you can risk $100 per trade and still make, anywhere between $5 to $1,000 depending on the move. All right. So let's look at some trades real quick. We're going to do some back testing. This is ideally, from Friday's move. I'm going to try to go backwards. So try to stay with me. We're going to go down to, let's just look at Friday as a whole, just because that's a little bit easier to start off with. So I'll drop down to the 5-minute. This is our opening candle at 6:30 a.m. And then what I like to do back testing, right? So ideally, you would like to mark up everything. So a lot of this video, you're going to see a lot of repeat of the same exact structure, right? Of me marking my highs and lows of yesterday, marking my highs and lows of the 2 days before, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So if this is Fridays, imagine that we're in Friday. So Thursday's high would be there. Thursday's low would be there. And then 2 days low would be there. And then 2 days high will be, you got to zoom in, but it's pretty close. Okay. Ideally from there, I would then draw my liquidity. All right. We're going to mark it a different color through templates. We're going to mark that our daily liquidity like so. We're going to mark the bottom here. So we're just marking what the current days is. Okay. And then from there, we're going to go down to our 4-hour level. All right. So this is our 4-hour now within the day. All right. We're going to change that to a different color. Once again, you can mark it to whatever color you want. I like writing a reminder in mine too, just so that way if I see it and happen to forget on a 5-minute time frame, I can kind of see how things pan out. Okay. So this is how this trade looked in the morning time. All right, this is exactly how this trade looked. So ideally, you could have came into it with the notion of this is a 4-hour. We could possibly push down to the liquidity and then rally up, and that's exactly what we did. All right. So what you could have done is we're gonna just let this play out one at a time. Okay, so there we go. This was the liquidity grab in the morning open. All right, we then push up. All right, and then we continue to push all the way up. Okay, so if you would have traded this, and hypothetically, let's just say we took a trade here, right? And we entered there, and then we had our stop loss right underneath it. And our take profit was, let's just say at the bottom of the daily liquidity right there. You would have risked $300 or $100 and you would have made $1,000 if you waited to the top. Now on a day like today, on Friday, it was actually a really, really good setup. So that's with a 3. If you want to be less aggressive, you could have risked a 1 and you would have risked $35 down here. Right. And you would have made $338 up here. Right. But when you're doing the micros, you can risk, for example, a 2, you can risk a 3, right? And 2 trades, 3 trades still keep you from losing your account. Right. And for example, let's just see it play out. It actually went through the whole liquidity from correct on Friday. There we go. All right. So if you moved it here, hypothetically, and there's your take profit, you have $1,000 and you would have been done by an hour and a half, give or take. All right. So that was from Friday. Let's go and do the next day. All right. And so once again, I'm going to try to fly through this fairly fast, but this is what I would do for those of you guys that have been struggling with passing a 50K combine is move over to the micros, make sure that you're risking, anywhere between 2, 3, or even 4, because your risk is at max $100, $150, and that's going to prevent you from losing your account. All right, so let's go back to another day. I'm going to clear everything out. Okay, so let's go to like Monday, right? Because Mondays are also pretty hard to trade most times. So we're going to go to Monday. We're going to backtrack right there, make sure we're on our time frame, which is 525. We're going to then go back to our daily levels. Once again, if this is Monday, we're going to mark Friday and also Thursday. So once again, all I'm doing right there is I'm drawing my lines now. Okay. You can copy and paste. It's a little bit faster that way. There we go. All right. We have that marked up, and all I'm doing is just changing the names of it. So it's a little bit easier for me to see when we are in the trades. All right. Let's go ahead and delete this one. Here we go. We have our yesterday's low of day, and then we have our 2-day low of day. All right, from that point on, we're going to focus on today's liquidity. That's today's liquidity right there. Make sure you change it to a different color so that way it's easy for you to remember. There we go. Drop down to the 4-hour time frame. And all we're doing from here is we're just looking at what does liquidity look like for us right now. All right, so liquidity right there, 4-hour. And then from that point on, all we're doing at that point on is dropping down to a 5-minute, 30-minute, whatever you want to trade at that point. So this is how this one looked. Okay. So looking at this, right, all I'm doing is I'm just waiting. Right. You can, yes, try to take this trade off the beginning when the market opens, or you can kind of let it play out. All right. So once again, we dump. Okay. We then push up. I think on this trade, actually, I caught this move on Monday with my 150K combine. But once again, the real move could have been once it gets back up right there. So this could have been when you can take the trade right here. So let's see how this plays out. And all of a sudden now we go all the way down to, I think we go down to liquidity. It just took some time to get all the way down there. Perfect. So this would have been a Monday trade for you guys. All right. So once again, if you're trading the micros and hypothetically you're here, your stop loss is up here. That stop loss, even if you went a little bit tight, is still only $200. The full move, if you want to be technical, from the bottom to the bottom is $1,400. Even if you did it to this 4-hour level right here, it just depends on how long you guys want to hold it, right? But you're still at $600. So if you now do the same type of trade, same type of setup, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days out of the week, you should hit your $3,000 profit within a few days. Okay. And so this is the model that works if we're doing 50K combines. Okay. If you're doing 100, 150, you can do the same exact thing too. All it is waiting till you get to your certain levels. Once you get up there, right, and not getting in too early, just waiting and being more patient. If you would have caught this full move, if I would have been more patient and not caught this first move and caught it up here, I mean, you're looking at anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000 with the same exact trade to the downside. Okay. So that's how it works. Depending on how you guys are trading. If you traded this full move, let's just say all the way down here, caught some of it, right? That's $1,400. If you did it with a 1, that's $400. If you did it with a 2, that's $900, and so on. All right. That's how it works. And let me actually fix this real quick, just so that way I can get my numbers fully correct for you guys on the screen. Take profit. There we go. With a 1. Okay, cool. So if you would have did a 1, hypothetically, all the way down here, and our entry would have been up here at the 64 area, I mean, a 1 would have got you $500, and you would have had to risk $52 at the top right here. Right, which I think those are great risk to reward, $60. And if you did a 2, you're risking $120 to make $1,000. 3, $180. Right, 4, right, and so on and so on. Right, and so this is how it works with the micros. You can still be profitable. It's just a matter of where you take your entries and being a little bit more patient too. I actually prefer doing micros when doing the smaller accounts because we don't fall a victim of, longer accounts with a $500 day, $300 day, $700 day, $1,000 day, right? You could be wrong twice and risk $120 and you're only down $240 and you still make this $1,000 for the day. All right. So hopefully this helps somebody when it comes to the 50K combine accounts. Once again, I've gone through different platforms. I've failed multiple times, and you have to fail fast to learn. And so the 50K combines, this is how I would pass it. If I was to do it again 9 months ago, this is how I would pass it. I would actually focus on using micros. I would focus on waiting until it hits a certain area of liquidity. And then from there, just writing the momentum down, anticipating the liquidity and being more patient. And that's what I'm going to be posting more videos about. That's what I'm going to be showing people as I explain my process. And once again, I'm not charging anything. This is just free information that I want to share my journey, share what I've learned with people, because I've been there, and I wish there were more videos like this that helped me along the journey. And that's it. So if you guys have any questions on this, and if you're struggling with passing a combine or anything of that nature, let me know. I love to answer any questions, and you guys can give me feedback too. For those of you guys that feel like it may work, it may not work, let me know. All right. See you guys in the next video.